Welcome back to the Unacceptable News. I'm your host, Justin Bush. How are you? Me too. Today's story is about a UFO that shut down an airport in China. So back in 2010, there was a massive media attention that was given to a sighting that was reported over a major international airport in China. I'm going to read you the name of the airport, and I'm so sorry, I know I'm going to butcher it, but it's the Hangzhou Zhaishan Airport in China. Now, this happened on July 7th, 2010. There were supposedly over 10,000 witnesses in the local area. This is a very busy airport. It's right on the edge of a major city. And eventually it was reported that there was over 10,000 witnesses to this event. Now, whether that's true or false, I can't say, but there have been many investigators over the years that have done a much deeper analysis of this airport sighting than I ever have. So I'm just going to have to go with that information as it is. We know that there are several million people in the nearby city, so it would make perfect sense if you had many thousands of people that saw at least part of this UFO sighting. So on July 7, 2010, this strange craft flew over this major international airport, and many aircraft had to be rerouted and sent to different airports. The entire airport was shut down for a period of time. When this was first reported, many news broadcasters showed photographs of the UFO, but they didn't show any other evidence. They didn't do any interviews or anything like that. So you have a lot of American media and European media that reported the shutdown of the airport to this strange object. They showed a single photograph of what was apparently the object, but they really had no other deep analysis or investigation. Later on, some American debunkers or skeptics, some UFO debunkers or skeptics, stated that this was nothing more than a balloon that went over the airport. It caused a bit of a stir. They were worried they might hit this balloon, so they grounded the flights and they rerouted the flights. But the funniest part about this story is that Chinese government came out and said something completely different. They came out and said that the videos and photographs were actually of a long duration exposure to a regular helicopter. But now you have to ask the question, why is a helicopter flying over an international airport and essentially shutting down the entire airport? It was shut down for over an hour. You have many thousands of people rerouted to different airports at this time. So why would you do that? And who's responsible for this helicopter over the airport? But later on, after all of these arguments about balloons and helicopters, the videos started to surface online, and these videos show something that is completely anomalous. We're going to show you those videos in a minute. When you have this type of evidence, you would think that all the debunkers and skeptics would be silenced. Not so. The Chinese government then came out afterwards. I know it's not that funny, but it kind of is. But the Chinese government came out after this and said, no worries here, this is just an experimental aircraft. So now you have the same issues. Why is the Chinese government flying a top secret experimental aircraft over a major international airport, shutting down the airport for over an hour? I think the answer to that is simple. When you watch the video, you'll see what the object did, and you'll understand why they had to change their statement from a normal helicopter to a exotic aircraft. But it still doesn't answer any of the questions of why they're flying this exotic aircraft over an airport and shutting down air traffic. We're going to show you those videos now and see what you think.
机场的上空啊，有这个可能有不明。
There was an unknown object seen in the skies over the airport, so according to our regulations, we had to close the airspace. Aircraft movements were suspended from 8:45 p.m. to 9:41 p.m.
Airport staff say the first reports of the UFO came in just after 8 p.m. from both air traffic controllers and civilians.
据说，好像说是有旅客看到。
I heard that some of the passengers whose flights just landed saw the object, which appeared as glowing lights. It was not a normal civil aviation flight. What it actually was, no one knows.
During the hour in which airspace was closed, 6 flights were grounded and 12 inbound flights had to be diverted to nearby airports at Ningbo, Wuxi and Shanghai. In total, almost 1,000 passengers were inconvenienced by the closure.
A UFO in China's skies forced Zhoushan Airport to stop operations on July 7th. Outbound flights were grounded after the unidentified flying object was detected by a flight crew. The incident has captured the attention of Chinese media. For now, the UFO continues to be a mystery. A spokesman from China's Civil Aviation Administration confirmed to ABC News that the matter is under investigation.
So, what do you think this object was? It was reported at the time by many of the people that were there and witnessed that it was a large object with several smaller objects around it, which you can see in some of the videos. Some of the direct first-hand witnesses said that they believed that the smaller objects were there providing some sort of security or protection for the larger object. Now, this larger object shone these lights, these intense lights down onto the airport. In a statement to news media, one of the witnesses said that they could literally feel the lights shining down from this craft and that they knew it was nothing like a helicopter. So what do you think this was, this event? I mean, you have supposedly thousands of witnesses to this strange object shutting down a major international airport. If you see the speed that the object flies off, still to this day, after 14 years, there has been no explanation of any exotic craft that has the capability of flying like this, even today. So what do you think? Is this a real UFO encounter, or is this simply a hoax? If you'd like to support our channel, go to the description or in the pinned comment down below. That's the unacceptable news. Don't like, don't subscribe, just run.